Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Garhdo Goes Geek. Today I'm joined by my lovely wife, Tallulah.
Hello.
And we are doing a quick little review for Barbie. So, yeah, stick around. It's going to be fun. This episode, and many others that will likely follow in the next coming months, was recorded during the Writers Guild of America and SAG-AFTRA strike in America. Now, I just want to put a quick note at the beginning of this and any other episodes that are recorded during the strike, just to say that while I will not be boycotting my channel or stopping content unless the unions call for it, I will be putting this on any new reviews or any new episodes. The items that I talk about would not exist without the talent behind them, whether that is writers, directors, producers, or actors. And especially, as you may have noticed in previous episodes, some of the things I talk about the most, besides, direction and theming, is writing and the character work. They tend to be, for me, some of the strongest things of all of these fictions and are the reasons why I'm interested in the fandoms that I am. I am interested because of the actors involved, because of the performances that they put out, because of the strength of the writing, how well it unifies the themes of the story, how well it gets everything across. And as a result, this channel and myself completely supports both strikes. I want the actors, regardless of any merit of their work, whether I think that a film is good or bad is nothing compared to how well they should be paid for that work. They did a job, they should get the money. Not the people at the top, not the studio heads, not the shareholders. The people who made the product should get the money for that product. And as we are now in an age where a lot of things are being taken off of streaming services and removed wholesale from any form of digital marketplace, the chance of residual streaming rights, of things becoming cult hits and becoming sensations decades down the line, is beginning to vanish. And I hope that these strikes manage to light the fire in Hollywood that changes things like that. This disclaimer will be on every episode published during the strike, as I've said, whether it is a long form episode or a review. However, should you wish to skip it, it will be slightly under 3 minutes long, and you will be able to do that in the future. However, I hope you would agree with me that it is necessary in these times. Right, so the Barbie movie. We're a little late to the party on this one. You saw it when it came out, pretty much.
2 days after it came out, I think.
Whereas I only saw it a few weeks ago.
Excuse me. And I've seen it twice.
Yeah, you have seen it twice. Yeah. I've seen it once. Zulu's seen it as well, but she's not with us today, so we're not able to record all together. It's kind of hard to.
For both of us.
It's kind of hard to find time where all three of us stood together to record podcasts, unfortunately. But I know she enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Barbie is the new film by Greta Gerwig. It's now available on home streaming and home rent.
Ooh, guess what I'm doing tonight?
You're paying for it. And yeah, I think we've all seen it, haven't we? All the kids have seen it as well. I think pretty much everyone's seen it. Yeah. The film's like one of the highest.
Everyone's seen it.
Do you know? It's a fun fact. I read this the other day. This is the first year in like 20 years where the top 3 highest grossing films of the year aren't sequels or comic book movies.
Huh.
Because so far, the 3 highest grossing films are Barbie, Mario Brothers, and Oppenheimer.
Excellent.
I know.
Maybe this marks like a new start for cinema.
I mean, I'm not. There's nothing bad with sequels or comic book movies necessarily. I get where people are like, "Oh, it's all there is," And I think these films have kind of shown there is a market for new and original ideas.
That's the thing. It's the original ideas. Because
I will say, of the three, though, I have no interest in Oppenheimer at all.
I wanted to go and see it on the day that Barbie opened, so that
You just wanted to do the
outfit.
Barbenheimer thing. That's all. You just wanted to be the meme.
Yeah. Well, you know, what I actually really wanted to do is see Oppenheimer on a different day, but still go in my Barbie get-up. And instead of booking the tickets through the machine, actually go up to the desk and ask for Oppenheimer tickets.
I mean, if you did see them both, which one would you see first? Like, you dress for Barbie, but then would you go see Barbie first and then go and see Oppenheimer?
No, Oppenheimer.
You go see Oppenheimer first.
I'd go see Oppenheimer first in my Barbie outfit, carrying my Barbie. But go up to the window to ask for the tickets. But then I'd get the Barbie tickets at the machine.
I love how you say you carry your Barbie in as well. Yeah.
For context, for listeners, I'm a doll collector, and one of the things I have in my collection is Barbie.
Yes. Not a weird Barbie, though.
No. Oh, I've got thoughts on weird Barbie.
Okay, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So, Barbie is
I'm so sorry, excuse me.
Barbie is a film by Greta Gerwig, who I don't think I've seen anything else she's done. I know she did Little Women, which I've heard nothing but good things about, but I'm not particularly interested in the story of Little Women. I've seen it years ago. I would quite like to see her version, but it's one of those, I'm not in any rush to see it either.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's making her name. I mean, I know she was an actress first, but she seems to be making a name for herself as a bit of an auteur.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, I'm all for auteur filmmakers. I think filmmakers with their own unique vision work really well.
Yeah. And especially because the two, if we're thinking of Little Women and Barbie, they're traditionally, you know, girl things.
Yes.
Little Women's a girl's book, Barbie's a girl's toy.
Yeah.
But so she's being like, well, then a girl to them is going to direct.
But yeah, also, it's just like with Little Women, like you said, it's a girl's book. It's a woman's book.
Yeah.
I know elements of the story of Little Women because I don't think it's anything I've actually read myself, but I'm very aware of it because it's one of those, it's in the pop culture and things like that. And so I'm aware of it. So I kind of know what to expect if I go and see her version.
Yeah.
Even though I expect it to be very different and very modern. And having seen her work in Barbie and seeing that sort of, that vision of the filmmaker coming through, I get the feeling there's going to be things in it that I will be surprised by.
Yeah.
But I get the feeling, I kind of have an idea what to expect.
Yeah.
Barbie had me gripped from the first trailer because it didn't look like anything I expected when I heard they were making a Barbie movie.
Well, because this isn't the first Barbie movie.
Well,
if you go, Barbie in Swan Lake, Barbie in the Nutcracker.
Oh, there's something like 42 animated Barbie movies.
Yeah. Oh, the Barbie movie canon is enormous. But this wasn't the first.
There was a meme that said, "Girls, we should make men watch all the Barbie movies the same way they make us watch all the Marvel movies when we have to go see a new one." And I was so on board with that. I was like, "That's hilarious! Please do it."
But I mean, even when I was a little girl, there were two cartoon animated, not the CGI ones. There was one where Barbie went to space and one where she went back in time to the 1950s.
Apparently there's a modern one where she goes to space and it's very, very grown up and mature. Yeah. It's kind of heat death of the universe, kind of big dark moments.
Oh no, this was nothing like that.
No.
They were musicals. And as a little girl, I loved them. So, of course,
my sister's had a load of Barbie movies as well, so it's something that's been going for years.
But when you say Barbie movie, that's what people
imagine, yeah.
And especially because the trailers show so little of the actual film.
Yes, I will say that the trailers are very deceptive. Yeah. There's a lot missing from the trailer. Yeah. A lot of the trailers, I think, actually, a lot of the footage in them seems to come from like the first half an hour.
Did we do a spoiler warning on this?
No.
Maybe we ought to.
I mean, yeah, we might discuss some spoilers. I think we'll try and be spoiler-free as possible.
Yeah.
Because we can talk around things. Like, for example, America Ferrera's character. I'm going to mention the character and how some of the things she says are amazing, but I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil it because I think
Yeah.
it's worth it watching it in the
Yeah.
movie. But
Because when I saw the trailers,
mm,
I thought it was going to be like a fish out of water, Barbie comes to the real world type screwball comedy.
yeah,
Do you know?
which is how it kind of looks.
Yeah.
In some ways, kind of Thor almost, where
Yeah.
it's like come from their world to the normal
Yeah.
world.
Like, I honestly didn't think there'd be much of Barbie Land in it.
Yeah, there's a trend for it that they call it in Japanese cinema. I think it's like isekai, where it's like the real sort of, the character transposes into a different
Yeah.
world and it's their view of that world.
Yeah.
But so it kind of is one of that genre in
Yeah.
some ways, but in other ways it's also not. The thing that I was thinking of from the minute I saw that first trailer and how it presented itself was it felt to me, and not just because it shares an actor with it, the Lego movie.
Yes. Yeah.
In
Actually.
that it's the world of the toy recreated very faithfully. Like the Barbie land that's in the movie
Yeah.
is very, it's so lovely.
Yeah.
It's a proper, real, faithful recreation
Yeah.
of the whole idea of playing with Barbie.
Yes. Yeah.
And
things like
the houses, they look like
yeah.
the toy playset houses.
And,
They
like,
don't look like real houses. They've not filled in the
the
gaps.
swimming pool is
It's a sticker. Yeah. Oh,
and there's no doors and there's no staircases.
no doors, no staircases, no walls half the time. All the food's plastic, but at the same time, it just seems so lovely.
Yeah.
Like really, really lovely. Like I had the biggest smile on my face throughout all of the Barberland sections
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
beginning of the
yeah.
movie. Later on, there's a bit more other stuff going on, but in the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
like that first 20 minutes where it's in Barbieland,
Oh, yeah.
I was laughing my ass off.
Oh, yeah. I want to go to Barbie Land on our next holiday. So we just need to, what is it?
You
Roller
know they're going to do
skates,
this as like
snowmobile,
you know they're going to do this at
camper
like
van.
Universal Studios
Oh, yeah.
or something. They're going to build like a Barbie land because
Yeah.
if they haven't started that already,
Yeah.
I mean it's Warner Brothers, isn't it? Warner Brothers don't really have a theme park. But
Excuse me. I'm just going to have some of my iced coffee from my Barbie cup.
yes, yes, because she has a Barbie cup. There's Barbie everything now.
Well, while it was available, and while I'm a grown-up with my own money to spend, I'm going to buy Barbie merchandise.
I'm reminded of a previous episode I did where it's like, oh, it's a kids show. It's only designed to sell toys, and it's like, yeah, now I'm old enough I can buy the toys, and I don't care.
Also, fantastic self-plug there. Well done.
Thank you. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, Barbie is in Barbie Land, but then things go a bit awry, don't they?
Yeah.
And you get Barbie thinking some quite depressing thoughts, and gets sent flat feet and gets sent on a journey to the real world to find the person playing with them, which is where it gets very meta.
Yeah.
And this is where the kind of the Lego movie thing kind of comes in, where it's like someone is playing with Barbie in Barbie Land, and it's influencing her and her decisions. And then you got to transpose it to the real world, and so it was so weird.
Yeah.
But so great.
Yeah. And I just, how do I describe it?
And there's Barbie and Ken as well.
Yeah.
And Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling are both fantastic in this movie by far. Margot Robbie is, despite what the narrator says at one point in the movie, because there is a narrator in the movie, and I'm not going to spoil who it is because it's just masterful casting.
I nearly said it. So
absolutely masterful casting. And the only issue I have with the narrator is you do kind of forget they're there, because they're there for a lot of the early part of the movie, and then they disappear for a lot of it, and then they come back in for like one or two lines towards the end.
Yeah.
Towards like the climax and the denouement. But yeah, Margot Robbie is brilliant in this role.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anyone else playing Barbie
No, actually, like
Because I think Margot Robbie is a great actress anyway.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of respect for her since we watched. I mean, I liked her already when we were watching like the DC films, which she's in, which is playing Harley Quinn. But then watching her in something like I, Tonya, and she's the main reason I want to see that Babylon film that's out at the minute. Like, I have no interest in pretty much anything else about the movie, but I know she's in it and she's awesome.
Yeah.
And again, there's a few other cast members in it who look pretty good as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, I like her. I think she's a very well-rounded, very good performer. She's got brilliant comic timing. She's got amazing physical presence.
Because it's easy with Barbie to play Barbie as an airhead.
Yes.
Because reputation has it that Barbie is an airhead. She's not, and if you don't mind me discussing that in a few minutes, I will.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I feel validated because something I've always thought came out in the film. But, it's like Barbie isn't an airhead.
Yeah.
And she's not vacuous and she's not shallow. And the way Margot Robbie plays her is she doesn't play her as a bimbo.
No, because she is the stereotypical Barbie, because they're all Barbies.
Yeah.
Which also is great because, there's so many actresses playing Barbie in this. And, like, so many of the background characters as well who are just Barbie.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a Barbie in a wheelchair. There's a Barbie with a prosthetic limb. There's a Barbie with a bionic hand. There's a Barbie with... there's a black Barbie. There's a plus-size Barbie. There's a trans Barbie.
Yeah.
Like, Harry Neff is a trans actress. And she plays a Barbie. And it's like, it's just lovely. And they're all just Barbie.
Yeah.
And it's that, it's one of the opening parts of the movie is the idea that Barbie could be anyone. Any girl could be Barbie.
That's my point. Well,
yeah.
I've always said, as a lifelong Barbie, can I say stan? Lifelong
aficionado?
Barbie stan? I wouldn't say aficionado. But I've collected Barbie since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And I've always said Barbie is a good role model for little girls. And so many... I remember I told this to a bloke I used to work with, and he was a middle-aged white man, so what can you expect? But he went, "My God, woman, she's a plastic doll. How can you say she's a good role model?" And I'm like, well, it's Barbie's empire. It's Barbie's dream home. Barbie's
it's like her
sports car. Barbie's airline. She was an ambassador for UNICEF at one point.
Yeah.
She's got this wide circle of friends. She owns all this stuff. Ken doesn't buy it for her. She's not.
Yeah, she's not a trophy wife.
Barbie.
If anything, Ken's the trophy husband.
She's got this empire and she can do anything. Barbie went to space before man went to the moon.
Yeah, they did an astronaut Barbie, didn't they? Yeah, I remember that.
And it...
Well, I don't remember it like physically, but I remember reading about it. It was
telling little girls, you can be anything, and Barbie's been an astronaut, a doctor, a pilot, I can't think of any more. But
and I mean, this is something that they try to say, isn't it, in the opening monologue of the movie, where it's like, Barbie can be anything. Like, dolls before Barbie were baby dolls.
Yeah.
It was, let's train little girls to be homemakers and mothers.
Yeah. Well,
whereas Barbie, it's like, no, you can play. You can be whatever you want to be. And it's like, boys have always had that. Yeah. Boys have always had things like, G.I. Joe, Action Man. Yeah. Let's be the soldier. Let's be the person.
Yeah. And also things like engineering sets and chemistry sets with real uranium.
And it's like, boys have had a lot of that since the 40s, 50s, whereas Barbie came out, 60s?
59.
59, yeah. So, quite late.
And also, Ruth Handler, she promoted, because mothers didn't like Barbie.
Yes.
Because they said she was too sexualised. So Ruth Handler said, no, Barbie promotes self-confidence and grooming and presentation and self-esteem.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's definitely I don't want to get too into all the aspects because it's a very philosophical discussion about how good of a role model Barbie is. But I do think there's a lot of positivity in the idea of Barbie as a role model.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of the things where they say Barbie is a negative role model come to Barbie's physical shape.
Yeah.
And it's like, but does seem to be a trend with the modern day to have a variety of body types.
I've got a curvy Barbie.
Yeah, but they're all Barbie still.
Yeah.
They're still Barbie.
Yeah.
They're not the stereotypical Barbie, but they're all Barbie. You know.
But I also
there's a Barbie doll with vitiligo, which I think is great. You know, just all these things. You know, man, whatever physical condition that a person might have, like a young girl might have, there is a Barbie that can represent them, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and a Ken that can represent them for the blokes as well.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I really do.
Oh, definitely.
You know.
But I also like with the Barbie movie.
Yeah. Getting off topic, talking about the toys.
It's saying, you know, it's almost a bit of a nod and a wink at the fact that this is what Barbie is sort of supposed to be. You know, she's supposed to tell girls you can do anything.
Yeah.
But also, you know, the real world doesn't let women and girls be anything. And it's that sort of the difference between Barbie Land, where a Barbie can be anything because she, and you know, one of them actually says, "I deserve this. I earned this."
Yeah.
And then the real world, where it's like, well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to delve too much into that because that's where we start getting into spoilers, and I think
this is why I'm dancing around.
Yeah, because I think that's a lot. A lot of that stuff comes into the core themes of the movie and the climax of the movie, and I think America Ferrera's character, who, by the way, again, is brilliant in this.
Yeah.
She's, but I've liked America Ferrera since I watched Ugly Betty.
Do you know what I think is really interesting about her?
Yeah.
And the casting of her.
Yeah.
She is so beautiful. And in this film, I don't know what they've done. I don't know if it's her costuming or her hair, but America Ferrera is so beautiful.
Yeah.
But she is a completely different type of beautiful to Margot Robbie.
Yes.
But no one's saying it's this in preference of this, or this is prettier than this.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same with all the Barbies in it, though, as well. You know, like Issa Rae or Harry Neff or... God, there's so many actresses playing Barbies in this. And it's like... Those are the two that spring to mind. But it's like, yeah, there's no differentiation between them. I mean, America Ferrera is human. She's not a Barbie. But it's like, even with weird Barbie, she's still Barbie.
Yeah.
You know, she's still a Barbie. She's still lovely.
Yeah.
You know, she's just... The reason she's weird is because she's been played with too much.
Which I just love, because I never had weird Barbie because I was quite picky with how I played with my Barbies. But my cousin had lots of weird Barbies.
Yeah.
With like cut off hair and chewed up feet. And, because, they didn't mention this weird Barbie having chewed up toes, but you know for a fact she did.
Weird Barbie is... you do see her a bit in the trailer. I've forgotten the woman playing her. She's from the old Ghostbusters movie.
It's completely gone. Do you want me to look it up while you talk?
It's okay. But again, she's brilliant in the role.
She's so funny.
Yeah, and her whole point is she's the Barbie that's been played with too much. Like, she's got a dress that isn't a standard Barbie dress. Her legs keep putting her into the splits because they won't hold her up anymore.
She's got a funky haircut and smells like basement.
Yeah, and she's got pen drawn over her face, and it's like the footage where you see the girl playing with her and turning her into weird Barbie is quite... It's verging on like toy horror.
Yeah.
You know,
if it was in Toy Story, it'd be that Sid the next.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like Sid in Toy Story 1. But yeah, it's very clever stuff.
Do I want to talk about this? Yeah, I'll mention it because I said, I've got thoughts on Weird Barbie.
Yeah.
Now, I love Weird Barbie. I absolutely love Weird Barbie. The fact that they have manufactured and are marketing a weird Barbie doll for adult collectors makes me really sad, because she's never going to be played with. because adult collectors are buying her because she's awesome. But as an adult collector, I don't play with my box Barbies. I display them and dust them and say to people, "Aren't they pretty?"
Yeah, I mean, she's one of the made-to-order ones, isn't
Yeah.
she? And I mean, she looks great.
I'm out of coffee.
She looks like the one from the movie. She's got the same pen
brilliant.
design. She's got the
Yeah.
standard Barbie face, but the same pen design,
Yeah.
the same hair, even with like the blue and pink streaks from the felt tip pens.
Yeah. Oh, she's brilliant. It's just the idea that this weird Barbie in the film is weird because she's been played with so hard.
Yeah, whereas that one isn't.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. How would you get around that though? I mean, that's the only way you can market a real weird Barbie.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. This is why I don't work in marketing.
Yeah.
You know, this is why I'm not Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, is so funny in this. Like,
if anything, I thought Will Ferrell didn't really have much to do.
Yeah.
Like the parts of the movie where I kind of forgot he was in it.
Yeah,
because he's just off screen.
The bits he was in. Really were. I'm beginning to think he may actually be Buddy the Elf.
Although
because he's just such a big kid.
Although to shout out a YouTuber that we both quite like, Council of Geeks, Vera Wild, did a very good post about the Barbie movie where they said that they didn't like Will Ferrell's character that much because it's somewhat mocking the corporate structure, but in a film that has gone through Warner Brothers and Mattel. Yeah. So it's kind of a nodding, knowing, nudge and a wink kind of thing. And not like an off-key line that you might get in some things. Like, this is a key part of the movie. Yeah. Like, they point out that, like, Mattel has only had, like, 2 CEOs, female CEOs. And it's like, Mattel is the biggest maker of girls' toys in the world.
Yeah.
Like, Barbie is the biggest girls' brand.
Yeah.
Like, without a shadow of a doubt. So, you know, the only thing that probably comes close is Disney Princess.
Yeah.
And that's literally because it's Disney.
Yeah.
So, you know, the fact that company has only had 2 female CEOs is bad.
Yeah.
And shouldn't just be a knowing nudge and a wink and a joke in the movie.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different discussion, I think. I do recommend that video for anyone who wants to watch it. It's Council of Geeks on YouTube.
She's very good.
Vera Wild, her name is. She is very good. She makes a lot of good points. I've been following her for years now. And yeah, that was another one of her episodes that was just brilliant.
I'm trying to think what else.
And it's probably the only negative thing I would say about this movie. Like, I laughed my ass off at parts of this movie. I wept buckets at parts of this movie.
Goodness.
Like, when this movie gets emotional, it is really emotional. I don't think I've laughed as much or cried as much at any movie in recent times. And to do both at the same movie is really impressive.
And sometimes quite consecutively as well.
Yeah.
It was very cleverly done, because I don't feel like it overplayed its hand.
No.
Because it could have... It's satire, but it hasn't quite gone into spoof.
I think I know what you mean.
But, you know, it's like the jokes... Like,
I think the jokes all land as well.
It's like the joke where, this is a slight spoiler, but Barbie can't drink. She's not used to drinking.
Oh yeah, she does like an imaginary, because all the food and drink is imaginary. So,
but that's not overplayed.
Yeah.
Whereas it could be every time she goes to drink something.
Yeah.
In the real world, she spills it.
Yeah, she does it once in the real world, and she says, "Oh, I'm not used to anything being in that." You know, and it's like that's clever.
Yeah. And I will say as well, Ryan Gosling. Oh my gosh!
I think he does a brilliant job in this movie. Like, as good as Margot Robbie and America Ferrera are, I think Ryan Gosling is probably the MVP of the movie. Like, there's a reason people are talking about, like, him being an Oscar contender.
Yeah.
For this.
Yeah.
because he's great in it, and he sings and
Yeah.
dances and does everything.
Yeah.
Because there are musical numbers in this. Some that were clearly written for the film, like the opening song by Lizzo,
Yeah.
which is great. And there's two versions, and one of
Yeah.
which isn't on the soundtrack. It is a shame because I really want that one as well.
The Bad Day version is on Spotify.
Oh, I'll have to have a look. I did have a look.
Not
I couldn't
sponsored,
find it.
not affiliated.
But yeah, then there's a couple of like real world songs
Yeah.
that get used in the movie. And like Zulu pointed one of them out to us because it's a big like Girls Awakening one, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And like Barbie plays it when leaving Barbie Land the first time. And yeah,
and then
so clever.
It gets changed with Ken's favourite song.
Yes.
Which is like saying, I want to push you around and take you for granted.
Yeah, by Matchbox 20, which Greta Gerwig then had to come out and defend and said, I didn't put anything in the film I didn't love.
Yeah.
So she's a fan of that song despite how it's being used in the film.
I will say though, if Ryan Gosling sang that song to me with the guitar on the beach doing that eye contact thing he was doing, I'd fall for that nonsense. I really would.
To try not to talk about too much about that part of the movie,
that's as much as I'm saying.
Because there's so many things in the second half that I think you have to watch, and I think you're better going in as spoiler free as possible. I mean, you told me some things when you came back. Spoilers don't bother me as much as they bother a lot of people. So you told me some things when you came back, and then I looked some stuff up because like Weird Barbie was trending and things like that. So I learned some stuff. I'm
not great at non-spoiler reviews because I get too excited.
Yeah, so I watched. I did see some spoilers, but there was still a lot that I kind of didn't know.
Yeah.
And I think if a film is good enough, you can kind of forget the spoilers anyway because you can get swept along on the story. And I think this is one of those.
Yeah.
And like there was a lot you didn't tell me that still surprised me and hit me really hard in some cases. And for the better, I think.
And I will say as well that one thing I liked is that it's not just a film for young girls.
Yeah. I mean, the marketing actually says, if you love Barbie, if you hate Barbie, this is the movie for you.
Yeah, when I went, there was young girls, and there were lots of little girls carrying Barbies, which was just lovely. There was a surprising number of like 30-something women as well. I mean, I'm 36.
Yeah.
36 going on 9, but there's a lot of women my age there.
Yeah.
All dressed up in Barbie merch.
Yeah.
And a lot of early 20s young women as well, again done up in pink Barbie merch.
Yeah. A lot of young women, and there's the Barbie lines in like Primark and things like that as well. So people were clearly buying all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is I'm not sure what else I'd want to say about it. Really, I think it's very good, but I don't want to discuss why it's good.
Yeah.
Without spoiling things, and I also don't want to spoil it.
We'll have to do another episode later.
Or people could do something on the Discord
or
something.
Like a less rambly one where we actually have like talking points.
Like a more structured episode. I mean, I probably will do a breakdown on it at some point.
Yeah. Ooh, you could do a Barbie Legacy episode.
What, and watch all 42 of the animated movies? No. I've got a lot of other stuff I need to watch my way through first.
Well, I'll do it. Garhdo goes geek, Tallulah takes over.
Tallulah take over, and you just get a month and a half of Barbie.
Yeah.
That's it. That's Lent. I'll go away for Lent, and you can do an episode of Barbie for 40 days and 40
Comment
nights.
down below if you want a Tallulah takeover. But yeah, so I would say, in all honesty, this is a pretty universal film. Like, it's one of those. There are certain certain personalities, shall we say, in the YouTube sphere,
Yeah.
naming no names, but it rhymes with Shmenshmapiro.
Oh, the fact he was
slated it.
the fact he was so angry about this film, and like him and Matt Walsh and all these others, and I was just like, that, like, I was already going to see this, but that's definitely making me want to see it. And it's the fact
they completely purposefully misunderstood what it was saying. Because I've not...
Well, because they're the exact type of people that are getting called out by it. Yeah. It's like when you get right-wingers who are fans of The Boys because they don't understand that they're the ones being criticised. It's like they're so dense, they just completely miss the point.
But, you know, they... And I don't know if Shmenshmapiro purposely missed the point or if he is just that obtuse. You know?
I mean, I could say a lot of unkind things about him, you know, but...
I'm not being unkind. I for his branding, I want to say he purposely misunderstood it. I'm going to grant him that. But other than that particular type, the manosphere...
Well, like I said, area, I think it's his... He's the exact type of person that parts of this film are criticising. Yeah. So... the fact that he got so bent out of shape about it, that's why. And it's like, it's not just him. Like, there's a trend at the minute where women are taking their partners or prospective partners or boyfriends or whatever to go and see the Barbie movie. And if the men come out hating the Barbie movie, they're dumping them. And yes, well done. Well done, Queens. Absolutely amazing.
I mean, had you not liked the Barbie movie, I don't think I would have divorced you. But at the same time...
You would have had questions.
Had you not liked the Barbie movie, I would be thinking, well, what's the man that I married?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean... the things this movie is saying, I think, if people are turning around and saying, oh no, I don't like that, you do have to start asking questions of like, well, why? Why are you so against this movie?
Yeah. And I mean, you can't just dismiss it out of hand, because there might be someone who says, oh, you know, I don't like the kind of Will Ferrell screwball comedy.
Yeah.
You know, that's understandable.
Well, yeah, or the kind of the sense of humour in it, or like the legitimate complaint that like Vera Wild had, where it's like it's a very corporate movie and I don't like that. You know, self-congratulatory corporate fan wanking, you know. Yeah.
Or, you know, even down to, for some it like, might be, well, I don't like the soundtrack, or I don't like the visuals.
Yeah.
If someone just said I didn't like it, I'd be like, I disagree, but I'd like to hear your reasons
why. I'd want to hear why someone didn't like it. Yeah. But then if they turned around and said, oh, I don't like how many times it used the word patriarchy and how it made patriarchy out to be a bad thing, it's like, okay, you're a douche, get lost. You know? Or, you know... because
or it's got Barbie all wrong. Barbie's meant to be a bimbo. Get out.
Get out. Go.
Never darken my doorway again.
But yeah, I mean, there's parts of this that are just so well done.
Yeah.
Like the opening as well, where it's got the 2001 Space Odyssey reference. Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah. Laughed my ass off.
I will say, on some of my doll collecting groups, there were a lot of women who were like, no, I hope they weren't really vintage dolls.
Oh, they're just smashing them up. Yeah.
Please tell me that was
CGI. Repro props. Yeah, because it looks like they smash a whole load of like porcelain baby dolls, doesn't it? Oh, dear.
Yeah. But no, all in all, I would absolutely recommend it.
One actress I haven't spoken about who I think does a brilliant job in this, and she's definitely an actress. I think her star is on the rise, because I know she's in the recent Ahsoka series, and a lot of people are really praising her in that as well. And that's Ariana Greenblatt. She plays America Ferrera's daughter.
Oh, Sasha. because
in
it's
the
a
movie.
Bratz reference.
Yes. And she's also very, very good in this. She's got some great lines, some really great moments. Not as good as America Ferrera's monologue that she gets. That is sublime. But she gets some great things to do in this. And it works really well, I think. And yeah, I think she's definitely going to be an actress to watch out for. I get the feeling she's going to become a very big name very quickly.
Oh, she was brilliant at like what I always call face acting.
Yes.
Like she'd just have these subtle shifts in expression as other characters were talking, and it's like even if the focus wasn't on her, you still found yourself watching because she was so
she's very expressive. But yeah, she feels like, I don't know, I'm not as clued up on actors and actresses, but I know she feels to me sort of like where someone like Haley Steinfeld was a few years ago. You know, where or Florence Pugh was a few years ago, where it's like she's going to become a massive name because she is really good at what she does. And yeah, I think she was fantastic in this. And like I said, I've seen clips of her in the new Ahsoka series. I don't want to talk about that too much because obviously it's a review for Barbie, but she looks great in that as well. So she's going to become massive, and this is going to be one of those films where you're going to look at like an early step in her career, I think. So yeah, I think she's great in this.
I don't think there's a performance I can fault.
No.
And there's normally one where it's like you're good, but maybe you're not as good as.
I mean, even like the Kens as well, because there's Simu Liu, there's Kingsley Ben-Adir, there's Ncuti Gatwa, and they're all great.
John Cena, apparently, but I didn't see him.
Yeah, John Cena has like a small cameo. It's very funny. Apparently, Margot Robbie is like a big fan of wrestling, and like she met him while she was filming, and then they got talking, and she said like she was a huge fan of his.
Excuse
and
me,
then
I'm
like
so sorry.
that's all right. And she said like she was a huge fan of his, and that he bought her lunch because apparently John Cena is just the most lovely guy, and she was like, "Come to the movie," you know.
And I'm like, because John Cena has like Disney tea parties as part of Make a Wish, you know, he'd be like, "Hell yeah!"
And he's just great. Again, another actor I've got a lot of respect for. Just because he just seems so nice. But yeah, he's a lot of fun in this. But yeah, it's just a brilliant cast all round, to be fair. And they all do a great job.
Yeah. And it's just as good on a second watch. And I bet it's going to be just as good on a third.
I'm very much looking forward to watching it again. I think when it comes, like, I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out and watch it again. And I want to watch all the special features. Be my Christmas. I want to watch all the special features. I want to learn about how they caused a shortage worldwide of hot pink paint.
Yeah.
Because that Barbie color pink as well. That's the right color pink. Like a lot of people say, oh, I'd never wear pink as a bloke, and I'm like, I'd wear pink if it was that color pink. You know, it's when you get the salmon pink. No, that sort of Barbie pink,
apologetic pink.
Yeah,
where it's pink but it's salmon.
Oh, it's pink that's afraid of being pink. That's what that is.
It's not pink. It's mulberry.
Yeah, no, I want pink.
Yeah. I have plenty of pink we can share. I'll paint your nails.
Yes. So yeah, that's the Barbie movie. I think it's amazing. You clearly think it was great. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, go and see it. If you want us to discuss spoilers, please message us. Let us know.
Yes. If you want a Tallulah takeover, I can discuss Barbie, I can discuss Cabbage Patch Kids, I can discuss My Little Pony. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Do you know they've done a My Little Pony and Transformers crossover game?
No.
Yeah. It's a card game. It's a deck building card game.
Oh, excellent.
And it's My Little Pony crossed with Transformers.
No, that's going to be my Christmas.
So you can have things like Windblade and Rainbow Dash teaming up.
Yeah.
There's also...
Okay. Oh, I
And
love
there's
My
also
Neighbor,
a
yeah.
My Little Pony style fighting game on consoles, which I've seen, which is called Them Fighting Herds.
Yes.
And it's like
I've
there's
seen
a
that,
pony
yeah.
and a cow and a horse and
Yeah.
a dragon, and they're all like four-legged animals
Yeah.
beating 7 levels of bells out of each other.
So-
But I think that's done by someone who worked on Friendship is Magic.
So
But
yeah, if you want us to discuss that,
yeah.
hop on the Discord or tell us in the comments.
Yes.
But yeah,
I am in the middle of reworking the Discord as well, while I'm on kind of sabbatical because of the strikes. But yeah, this movie's good, and I think it deserves to be one of the best films of the year. Like, there's a reason this made the money it did very quickly.
Oh, definitely.
Like, because people were going back and watching it again.
Yeah. And it definitely is. If you love Barbie, you'll love this film. If you hate Barbie, you'll love this film.
Yeah.
And I think that's my final words on the matter.
Yeah. Watch this. Don't watch Oppenheimer. We'll probably do more reviews while the strike is still in progress. I'm not sure what on yet, and I don't know if you'll be joining me. And I'm planning on doing Last of Us when we finish watching that. And some of the Star Trek shows, but because they're more thematic, I might save those.
Yeah.
But I know things like Lower Decks Season 2 has just come out. Strange New World Season 2 is just finished, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, until next time, everyone, look after yourselves, take care of yourselves, look after your mental health and general well-being, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you, my friends, for once again joining me on Garhdo Goes Geek. Your continued support for this podcast means the absolute world to me, and I am grateful for every single one of you who stays and listens to one of my episodes. It means the absolute world. Now, if you would like to engage more with me or the podcast, we have a Discord community, small but growing, and we now have commissions open on Ko-Fi. So if there's a topic you would like to see me cover, you can pay me to cover it. All funds will be used for legal purchase of the relevant items where I do not have them. Have a look on the link tree for more information. Until next time, look after yourselves.